Okay, you're in for a treat today. I'm going to share my entire process, all the AI tools I use to come up with startup ideas from Reddit. How to find gold within Reddit. I don't know why more people aren't doing this. I've come up with startup ideas from Reddit that have built me multi-million-dollar businesses. There's just so many validated ideas out there, and it's the place I go to when I'm looking for a startup idea, but I'm really looking for a validated startup idea. I'm looking for an idea that I know that with a good chance, if I go and build this, people will resonate with it.
The Startup Ideas Podcast. Sipping time, baby.
So, without further ado, I'm going to share exactly how to find new ideas that are validated, how to find gold, the 4-step process I use. And if you stick around to the end, I'll also show you how to create content people will love, because it's not about just building a product anymore. You need to attract an audience, you need to build a community, and content is so key with that. So I'll show you how I use Reddit to actually come up with content ideas. So I'll just go ahead and share my screen. So the first thing I do is I use a tool called Gummy Search, and it's free to sign up. They also have a paid plan. I'm using the paid plan. And where I go is I go to the trending section within Gummy Search. Now I could see here are the top subreddits, sorted by largest, sorted by active, sorted by growing. And what I'm generally looking at is how fast is this thing growing daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. So I can see, Galaxy Ring, the Rich subreddit, India sports. So I get a good sense of it. But the mistake people make here is they focus just on these big subreddits. What I like to do is actually go to the 10,000 to 100,000 member subreddits. These aren't the massive subreddits, but they're the ones that it answers the why now question. Why should I go and build something for this community? Well, it's generally a newer community. It's trending. It's in people's minds. It's in the zeitgeist. So as you can see here, it's starting to sort by 10 to 100,000. And I'll just scroll it. And just, see what I find interesting. And I'll ask myself, okay, autistic with ADHD, is there something here? Do I have an unfair advantage in that subreddit? Maybe I know someone who suffers, or I am someone who suffers from that, and I can go and build something for them. So I just go and I start looking and scrolling, and I ask myself, is this interesting? Do I have an ability to create something here? And I just start taking notes. Pull out a notebook, pull out a Google Doc, and just start saying, is there anything here that's really interesting to me? You can also change the time frame. So you can say, I only want the top, growing subreddits that are growing a lot daily. And sometimes you get some interesting responses to that you wouldn't otherwise get in sort of the monthly or the larger one. So I tend to play around with these. The daily, there's weekly, and there's monthly. So if you're looking for a niche, I would check something like Gummy Search like this every few weeks to see what's new. And they also have a curated section where you can go in and you can say, okay, they've already curated the 26 subreddits for software engineers or software developers. And you can go and add that to your audience. And this is something I look at too, but I'm more interested in seeing what's growing and why is it growing, because those are the opportunities. And the 10 to 100,000 is the range where you want to look at. So that's step one. Go and see what's trending within Reddit. The next step is, once you've picked a subreddit that you think is interesting, it's about how do you find the problems and potentially solutions to that subreddit. So that's going to help give you, I mean, you need to come up with a startup idea, right? Because you're going to charge money for it. And these are agency businesses that you can start. They're SaaS businesses that you can start. They're marketplace businesses, software businesses, brick and mortar businesses, CPG businesses. You know, you're going to see through the problems and solution. And the beauty is Gummy Search allows you to find that pretty easily. So let's go pick a subreddit that we think is interesting. So we're in the 10 to 100,000. Let's say in the growing. And what's something that, okay, plastic surgery. Too big. 265,000. No, let's go to 10 to 100,000. Okay, dog food. So we're going to go and add to audience. So you create, the way Gummy Search works is you create these audiences. So you can see in the past, I've created like dentists and designers. It's kind of like, what is the community? So, you know, people into dog food. And then you can include similar subreddits into what's called an audience. Has added 8 communities to the audience. People into dog food. Beautiful. So I see now I have all these people into dogs. And this is where the magic happens. What they do is they basically organize it into pain and anger, hot discussions, top content, advice requests, solution requests, money talk, you know, all this stuff here. And when I'm looking for a problem solution, I want to see what's the pain and anger, right? So I go and click the pain and anger. And one of the things I really love to do is see what are the common patterns, you know, within this community. So it uses AI to basically go through, here you can see 53,949 words, and it summarizes all these submissions. It's going to find, you know, common patterns. And this is going to help me basically, you know, come up with ideas for, you know, people into dog food and dog communities. It takes about 20 seconds. I'll take this, you know, brief moment to say, like, subscribe, and comment on this video. If you, you know, I'm giving away all my secrets here. So if you want more of this type of content, please like, subscribe, and comment. It's the only way I know I should continue creating content like this. So, wow. All right. We're all set. So now you can see a bunch of different patterns. So you can see potty training challenges with new or rehomed. So there seems to be, you know, a bunch of interest around dogs struggling with potty trains, dogs reluctant to walk outside, loss of a dog, loss of a best friend, you know, eating habits, loss of appetites. Are you not coming up with ideas right now? Because that's how my brain works. You start reading this and you're like, wait, maybe there's something I can build here to help, you know, dogs with, you know, potty training. Maybe there's content I can create that is just all about, you know, this topic. You know, dogs reluctant to walk outside as they get older, or, you know, just, you know, being stubborn, you know, stubborndogs.com. You know, just thinking of, you know, you start reading through this and it gives you ideas. It's wonderful. You start writing it down. Again, you go to your Google Doc and you start writing it down. What would be an idea here? What would be an idea there? And I know there's people listening to this that are going to say, well, there already exists, you know, dog potty training, you know, businesses. And that might be true. And you definitely need to go and do some research and be like, okay, what's the competitive landscape in this space? But more often than not, you'll notice that, you know, the marketing is bad and they're not doing anything on social, and, you know, there's an opportunity to partner with creators, and you can create a pretty simple MVP nowadays that you can create a nice small business. Maybe you already have a full-time job, but you can, you know, create a business that doesn't take much work, that starts, you know, producing cash flows that ultimately could become something that you go do full-time, or you're just looking for a startup idea and you go all in. So anyways, I digress. You know, going back to to the patterns, you can just sort of go and you can read it, and it does a really good job at just um, summarizing some of the biggest pain and anger. The next thing I generally click is the advice and requests category. So this is beautiful. So this actually it's going to summarize what are the advice that people are asking for, in all these communities. There's so many times that there's thousands of people that are asking about, hey, like I need what product should I buy here? What should I do here? These are people screaming. They're screaming. They want these products to exist, and it's your job to go and figure out how to build it. How do you build it efficiently? And how do I, market it efficiently to these people? But the ideas are out there. So here you can see, people. There's some patterns around dog breeding recommendations. I always sort of look to see, how many upvotes and comments these things are getting. You definitely there are times sometimes that Gummy Search isn't 100% accurate, so you want to double check these things. Um, but yeah, it gives me like a directional. Okay, a lot of people are asking for dog breeds. Okay, what breed of dog would you recommend? What's best for us? Maybe there's like a website you can go and create that. There's a survey and based on who you are and which trips you like to go on and which music. Maybe it's you put in you log in with your Spotify and based on that it gives you a dog breed. These will give you ideas. So you just start reading through all the advice here that people are giving, and there's other ideas here and other advice requests. You can see dog food recommendations. Interesting. Our poodle mix is losing his teeth due to old age. So there might be an opportunity to build something, a way softer dog food focused on senior dogs. So I just scroll through it and I start again writing down mental stimulation for dogs, how to keep my dog mentally stimulated, ways to entertain not such a clever dog, and you just go and you scroll and you write notes, and then there's another piece on Gummy Search I love checking out is the solution requests, and I always check this out last. The solution request is basically people saying you should do this. Here's what I use. And this will give you a sense around competitive landscape, different products that people are using, how people are dealing with all their problems. And this is, super, super worthwhile to get a sense of just the lay of the land. So dog food recommendations, you can just, scroll here and see, what are the products here. So this will help you basically just give you a good competitive landscape. And you can go ahead and write that down on your Google Doc. That will serve as like a one pager for your business idea. Once I've figured out the problems and solutions, then what I do is, and I've written out this one pager, I go and say, who are the creators in this niche? So generally what I do is I use Perplexity.ai. It's free to sign up. Usually what I'll prompt is something like, who, actually I'll say, give me the 25 most popular dog influencers on YouTube, and it'll list it out. I'll put this usually in a Google Sheet or something like that. And the reason I do that is, okay, why you're asking yourself, okay, why are you doing this? Like, why do I care about the creators? Well, generally what I do here is I'll go and find these creators. So I'll go to YouTube. There's someone named Doug the Pug. I land on Doug the Pug, and I don't think this is going to be super valuable. Sometimes you have to go back to, Perplexity and be like, I don't want funny YouTubes. I'm talking about the top YouTubers that are educational for dogs. here we go. Now we're getting like dog trainers, dog training tutorials. Now we're talking. So let's just say, okay, we're gonna go to Kiko Pup. So I pull up Kiko Pup, 403,000 subscribers, perfect. So I'll go to her videos. Usually I like to sort by most popular. So I can see here, complete guide to puppy training, what to train first. So I get to her puppy training tutorial, and then what I like to do here is with 741 comments, I like to go to the top comments, and of course, there's going to be people joking about the comment about the video. But when you start reading some of these comments, you get a sense to what people want. You get a sense of uh, what are they thinking about, and you just I put myself in their shoes. You can just whistle like this, proceeds to do the most melodious whistle of all time. You know, this is you just go through it and start reading. You just start reading this, and it just helps you to put yourself in their shoes. And I do this with about maybe 20 or 25 videos, and I start writing what am I learning on my one pager. Then what I do is I wireframe out the website. So I'll give you an example. I found in one of the niches for startup entrepreneurs using Gummy Search that people were upset with designers. That people, designers, there's just artists, and my website might look beautiful, but it doesn't convert or it doesn't actually do anything. So I started wireframing out what a design agency would look like that actually cared about copy and conversion and getting people to click and get you cash, and basically this mix between copywriter and marketer and designer. And I just took made a framer website and wireframed out what this would look like based on the insights that I gathered from Reddit, and I just put it up. So I wireframed it up, put it up in a few hours on Framer, and just started posting about it. So that's my process to find ideas. It's just finding trending subreddits, see what's validated, see what their problems are, see what the solutions are. Start writing this down, wireframing it out, come up with a catchy name. So when you go through all these subreddits, sometimes what you can do is actually you can create a company with the same name as the subreddit. So it's not just about coming up with a validated, catchy startup idea. It's about what's a validated, catchy name that's going to resonate with people. As you can see here, designscientist.com. It's a new category. It's different. And I got this insight, when people were like, I wish a designer was more like a scientist, less art, more science. So you're going to get these insights from just going through this. And last but not least, I'll be true to my word. How to create content people will love. Well, here I use Gummy Search. What I do here is, let's go back to the dog food here. Go to top content, and you just look at what's the best performing content, right? You're going to get, again, the common patterns. You're going to get the common patterns, and you see what's working, and you can iterate from there. You see the types of formats that work. Is it, long stories? Is it memes? Like, what does this audience care about? What does this community care about? You can see loss of beloved pet, seeking attention. Today I saved a dog's life, like stories like this. So again, you go through this in the same process that you come up with startup ideas, you come up with content ideas through here. It works absolutely brilliantly. And you can even ask questions, and you can do this with solution requests and pain and anger on Gummy Search too. But you can also ask it a question about top content in this audience. Do they love memes? And again, just really fun to play with. You'll learn stuff. So here you can see that comments like snuggle puddle, a literal dog pile. It's a meme like community. It's not like people are saying they love memes, but you start asking a question. I use Gummy Search and products like this as kind of like an entrepreneurial assistant. It's your co-founder, except you don't have to pay them. or you have to pay for Gummy Search if you want access to this. But you don't, you don't have to pay them a salary. You don't have to give them equity. So you just, ask them questions, and it'll connect dots within your brain. So there you have it. I hope this was interesting to you. To me, what I love so much about using Reddit and social, YouTube and TikTok to come up with startup ideas is it's like you're teleporting to different communities. And your job is to just observe and write and come up with ideas that are going to resonate with them. And I've seen this, work time and time again where like designscientist.com is, it's a 7-figure business from this this methodology. It's doable. And I'm happy to create more content like this, more videos like this showing you how I cook in the kitchen. And but just let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it, and let me know what you end up building. Happy building, everyone, and I'll see you later.